Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara. Oops. Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the film Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. I was fortunate enough to see it last night, and if you haven't seen the film, this video will contain some spoilers, and if you don't want to know what happens, probably stop watching now, but I definitely recommend it if you're interested in female sexuality, sexual awakening, and yeah, the type of dynamics between a sex worker and someone who has never had an orgasm. It's kind of interesting to explore this dynamic of intimacy without romance, and I think that's very interesting. Anyway, I thought I'd make a no makeup challenge video today. It's been a long time, but it's far too sweaty here in Barcelona to put any makeup on, so yeah, let's go for the natural look. So, Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. When I first saw or heard about this film, and I saw the trailer, I just knew I had to see this because I'm very interested. I'm a sexpert, obviously, so I'm very interested in female sexuality and especially about orgasm. That's the kind of centre of my work, really, trying to help women or educate people about reaching their orgasmic potential. I've always believed that women have a higher orgasmic potential than men. We have the capacity to have more orgasms and more multiple orgasms. There seems to be this kind of block. And people say orgasm gap, referring to male orgasms and female, but I kind of refer to more female reality and female potential. That's the kind of gap that I would like to close with my work. So anything about this topic it really grabs my attention. So the plot is Thompson plays a woman who is a retired RE teacher, religious education, to make it even more spicy. And she has been a widow for 2 years, never had an orgasm, and she hires an escort who is played by Daryl McCormack, who is, I didn't know him before, but he is a very attractive young man and a great actor. So most of the film is about them two in this hotel room, and I think there was a total of about 4 meetings that they have. So it's interesting both of the actors are amazing. And Emma Thompson, I think this is probably the best I've ever seen her, actually. I've seen many of her films over the years, and I think she's really blossomed, and I really find her very attractive now with her natural grey hair and how she doesn't seem to have done all this stuff to her face like a lot of other mature actors have done, or even not so mature, to be honest. But it's really nice and refreshing to see natural physiques on a big screen or a little screen, wherever you're watching it, and also find them beautiful. I really did find her attractive, and the most attractive I've ever seen her, actually. So that was very, very refreshing. And something I really loved about the characters is, for example, she's very uptight at the beginning and doesn't really know what she's doing, a kind of thing, or she doesn't really have, the expectations are a bit kind of naive in some place, I would say, and she's very uptight, wanting to just kind of get it over and done with, like having a list, and she actually does have a list in the second meeting, whereas intimacy is not something you can plan, really, or, so it's, but I'd like to have known why, a bit more about the build-up to hiring an escort, because that's quite a big step. You can have all your sexual frustrations, etc., and not be at ease with your sexuality, but there must be some big drama or something happening inside you to actually help you or provoke you to take that step of taking action. So I would have liked to have seen that, because the film kind of starts when they're meeting in a hotel room for the first time, and there's a lot of dialogue, and Daryl McCormack, who plays Leo Grande, who is the escort, he really interprets this very sympathetic, very gentle kind of guy who has a lot of emotional intelligence towards the situation. And I think this film definitely destigmatizes sex work. I think that there's lots of different areas of sex work, obviously, but there is a part which is kind of like therapy or healers or something. So it's like it's very special to have this gift that the people that you don't know can open up about their deepest, darkest secrets to a stranger and then not feel judged. And I think that's something very special that we see played out on this in this film. And yeah, what I really did love about the evolution of the character that Nancy, that Emma Thompson is playing, is really this evolution of being very rigid, and as she starts experimenting with more pleasure and feeling more pleasure, not just experimenting with pleasure, but experimenting sexually, and kind of feeling gradually more and more pleasure, she just seems to be kind of light and breezy by the end. And that kind of reinforced why I call myself an orgasm activist, or that I'm a sexual wellness content creator, because I really do believe that pleasure is just such an important part of life, not only in your intimate life, but I do think it can influence how you walk down the street, how your confidence in your body, how your body language, your smile. I think sexuality is the driving force of life. You know, it's not just about being in a relationship and having a partner. You can explore your sexuality as an individual. You can have intimate encounters without romance, and I love that message of it. And also, you don't need to be really young and with loads of plastic surgery to be considered beautiful as well. So what else can I say here? Yeah, I have read some comments about this film that people say, what if it been the other way around with an older guy and a younger woman? It wouldn't be kind of perceived as being an empowering film. But that's just the reality. That's how things are, really. I think most older women who are maybe widowed, we don't think of them as sexual beings, unfortunately. And I think that sexuality can be experienced and enjoyed at any time in life, and that's why that makes this film so special. And right at the end of the film, that's when you get all the kind of juicy nude scenes and sex scenes, and it's very natural. I found it to be very tasteful, because sometimes when you see sex scenes in movies, it can be it has to be part of the story, and this definitely is justified. And I just found it really. I don't think Emma Thompson's done any nude scenes before in her life, but to do it at the age of, I think she's 63, is just fantastic. Especially, we think we should be celebrating our bodies, no matter what they look like, how old we are, and especially in this age now, because there's so much plastic surgery everywhere. I mean, just look at things like Love Island, with this pressure of this kind of look. You have to be a gym person, and fake lips, fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows, fake hair, fake nails. There's just so much fakery around, and I can't even emphasize it enough how important it is to be able to see bodies that we can relate to, and they don't make you feel that you should get some type of plastic surgery. I think we should celebrate nature. And yeah, last but not least, the orgasm in it. She does have an orgasm in it, but what was really cool, I was expecting there to be kind of sex toy use in it, and it's interesting at the end when Leo Grande gets up from the bed to try and get a sex toy that he's bought for her. She actually starts playing with herself and has this orgasm, which is not like it's not kind of scandalous. It's very discreet, because not all orgasms are different, but it was a very kind of subtle, but very, I don't know how to describe it, very subtle orgasm, but with immense pleasure, and just this look on her face was amazing. And it was really good message to not to have to rely on someone else to give you an orgasm, or even a sex toy, but to go through this journey that someone's helped you along the way, but in the end you've actually sorted yourself out. So I think that's a very, very empowering message. Yeah, so those are my reflections of the film. Things I didn't like about it, let me think. There was the moment in it when she was curious about the sex worker's real identity, and wanting to speak to his mom about his job, and I just thought that was a bit kind of not very believable in it. Maybe the whole thing is a little bit of a fantasy, I'm not sure. It just seemed a bit kind of weird, and then the guy Leo Grande had a very bad reaction to it and started throwing things around. I don't think if I wasn't alone in a hotel room with someone throwing their mobile around, I would be like, oh my god. So that part I didn't really like, because there's a real contrast to the kind of gentle, understanding, empathetic character that we saw before that. So yeah, that's the only part of the film that I didn't like, but everything else was amazing. And last night here in Barcelona, it was San Juan, which is a crazy night of fireworks and all night long. And I was watching this film at a friend's house. We had the screen here and then the windows outside with all these fireworks. And I was wondering if the biggest firework would happen when the orgasm was on the screen. But the orgasm was very subtle, as I said. And then at the end, it kind of ends with this big full frontal, which is super brave, and we don't see enough of that in cinema, in my opinion. So yeah, it was amazing. And what about you? Have you seen this film? What do you think? I'd love to hear what your thoughts and what you think about my review of this video. I'm going to be back soon with some more reviews of anything that's related to love, sexuality, and other topics that I discuss on this channel. If you have any suggestions or any films or series that you'd like me to review, just let me know at venusohara.org, and I'll be back very soon.